to raise the flag of the masks to all Nigerians.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, who is also the chairperson of the PTF, honorable ministers here present, gentlemen and ladies of the press. First, let me start by saluting the very wonderful work of this committee, the COVID-19 Presidential Committee, that have been working round the clock, 24/7, to try to contain this pandemic. It's not an easy job, and clearly speaking, I think I want to also appreciate the fact that many of our states have keyed in. Mr. Chairman, let me also use this auspicious occasion to thank you immensely for the interface you have allowed to be happening between the committee, particularly at the highest level through your office, and the Nigerian Labour Congress, and by extension, organized labor. I think these are critical times, and I do agree that collective effort and individual effort is very, very important at this point in time. I assure you that we will continue to be very reasonable. We will continue to interface with your office with the whole idea of working together to achieve results. Let me also thank the Minister of Health, who has also tried to commend our health workers. These are very difficult times, and clearly I think I want to lend my voice to commend these frontline health workers that have been doing very wonderful work. We have continued to interface with them at different levels, and that's why we set up the Labour Civil Society Situation Room, where workers can actually phone in. Their unions can also phone in, and we can be able to intervene, especially at the state level, secondary health care and primary health care, especially in terms of provision of PPEs and other things. I think it's important we try to emphasize, as the minister said, the issue of scaling up occupational health and safety, looking at the number of health workers that have been infected so far. I think there is no gainsay that the health worker first need to protect himself before offering service to others. So I quite appreciate also the gesture that government is coming up with to try to support these frontline health workers. So as part of our contribution, the National Union of Textile and Garment Workers, particularly the tailors in Abuja, who are under that union, came up with a very wonderful idea to say that in order to support this fight, they needed to also think out of the box. They needed to use their skill and intellect to produce these locally made face masks. And they have so produced in large number. Our intention is actually to distribute free to other category of frontline workers. In fact, if you pass around the cities of Abuja, there are workers that their work is not so much recognized, but they contribute a lot. As early as 5 o'clock, I see people sweeping the streets. And these are people that don't wear masks. In most cases, trashes are thrown on the street, contaminated. They pick them and keep our environment healthy. So first and foremost, we are going to distribute to them free, and also other category of paramedical staff that are also working, enforcing some of those decisions, but at the end of the day, they are not able to actually access this facility. So this is our modest contribution. I want to use this occasion to invite the chairman of the Tailors Union in Abuja. I think it can be replicated across the country because I think all your colleagues under the auspices of National Union and Garment and Tailoring Workers can also do this same initiative because the advantage of this locally made face mask is the fact that it can be washed. You can also iron it and reuse it. And therefore, if going forward, to make sure that everybody is protected, because the idea now is that since the disease doesn't have treatment, the best option is for all of us to be protected. And therefore, we need to scale the message down to the nooks and crannies of our country. And I think this ongoing effort needs to be commended, but I think this is why we are here, sir. So let me invite him to bring samples, and I will invite our chairperson, and as well as the Minister of State for Labor. And let me say that this whole initiative was taken yesterday when we interfaced with the SGF and the Minister of Labor. And within a very short time, we are given this opportunity actually to do this ceremony today. So once again, sir, I want to thank you immensely. And I think he has said clearly that anybody that has idea, it's not time to actually shut anybody out. Anybody that has idea on how to contribute, those people can come forward. So come, Chairman. Then okay. Then Secretary of NLC and Comrade Joel, you can observe social distance and join me. We do this formal presentation. We hope tomorrow morning will start this. Sorry, sir. There was a question asked about whether the contributory pension can be used as palliative. Well, the contributory pension is actually not a free money. It's money that belongs to the pensioner. It is in the pensioner's retirement savings account. It is structured in such a way that he will continue to draw this money throughout his life. So clearly speaking, we need to protect those funds, and we need to also make sure that the pensioners or the workers that are contributing this money, at the end of the day, if they are not working, they should be able to have something to rely on. So clearly, I think it should not be used for this purpose. Thank you.
Thank you. Finally.